We're joined now by Atiba Madyun. He's the president of Party Politics U.S., an organization that collects stories from private citizens about current events and how they impact them. And you put out the question, do you know anyone who was murdered by someone with a gun? You brought your phone because it's clogged with people, isn't it?
I mean, the reality is, as we were speaking before coming on, is that we keep seeing these mass shootings, and we know that there's going to be another one. The only question is when. But, you know, gun violence has affected people of different ethnic groups all across this country. And I put out a question on Facebook asking, has anyone lost a loved one or a friend? And we had 200 comments, and one of them that really touched me was, I almost lost my father to gun violence. I was molested when I was a child, and my abuser bought a gun after my father reported him to the police. After my father refused to have the charges dropped, my abuser literally walked into a Kmart, bought a gun, while charges were pending against him for sexual abuse against a minor, came to our house the next day and shot the gun at my father 3 times. Thankfully, the gun misfired because he forgot to take the safety off. But I mean, there's stories about nieces and nephews being shot, fathers being killed, suicide. America this is an epidemic, and it's a problem because we see it all over the country, every state. I think the statistics show that 93 Americans are killed every day because of a firearm.
Well, we have a graphic which we'd like to throw up because, you know, they're talking about these bump stocks and that there's a possibility that they might get rid of that. But yet you look at these numbers. I mean, 23 guns, he's got 1,000 tracer rounds. I mean, the list goes on, and this is all legal. And it begs the question, how can that be?
Well, I mean, 3 million people were denied guns over the last 5 years because of the gun laws that are in place. But, you know, the bump stock in terms piece that even like the legislation now, the NRA is saying that they may back off of, and congressional members are looking at possibly not pushing forward. You know, that's one issue, but why are there so many semi-automatic guns that are out there? Why are there so many guns out there, period? I mean, there's really a small number of Americans that have guns. It's just that small number have a large number of guns, almost like a cache, as if are we going to war? I mean, what do you need a semi-automatic gun to go hunting for it? That's a sport. I think it should be about, you know, hitting the target, not about, you know, how fast you can shoot off a number of bullets to try and hit one thing.
Yeah, you're definitely not in the market to go shoot ducks. You're in the market to go to war when you have that kind of arsenal. It's interesting, though. I talked to friends who were from Australia and the UK. They had mass shootings. They took action. Why can't it get done in the United States?
Well, you have 2 sides. You have the Democrats who say that they're for gun control, but they want to attack it or address it more so from the mental health side. You have Republicans who are also okay with doing it from the mental health side, but you know, we keep hearing this one line: guns don't kill people. People with guns kill people. But this idea, I think Wayne LaPierre, the president of the NRA, he said it correctly. You know, we have a lot of video games that are out here that encourage gun violence. We have a lot of movies that are out here that encourage gun violence. So we have a lot of things that are in the media and a lot of things that are out there that encourage Americans to almost believe, kind of like a cartoon, like you shoot a gun, you see something die, the next day you see it back on the screen, the next day it's almost as if it's not real. And I think that's also part of where we have with this political divide, that there is a problem. What is the problem and how do we address it from a political and legislative standpoint? It's hard to take people away from this idea that the Second Amendment allows us to bear arms. We live in a different time.
Well, Atiba, thanks so much for coming in. I'm afraid we will probably have this conversation again at some point, unfortunately. Thanks so much.
Thank you.